welcome to the channel. My name's Martin and today I'm going to be going over the Daemons of Tzeentch Start Collecting box by Games Workshop. So firstly, the box retails for £55 and it contains 18 plastic Citadel miniatures. They are as follows: 10 Pink Horrors of Tzeentch, 1 Herald of Tzeentch, 3 Flamers of Tzeentch, 3 Screamers of Tzeentch, and 1 Burning Chariot of Tzeentch. Now the Burning Chariot can be built one of two ways, but I'll get into that very shortly. First and foremost, I just want to say that from a starting point for Age of Sigmar, this is an excellent starting box. This box is going to give you the taste of what Tzeentch is about, as it can do a little bit of everything in every phase. Firstly, I'll give the Pink Horrors a quick run over. The box contains 10 Pink Horrors. They can be taken with 1 icon and 1 hornblower. I recommend that in every 10 you take one of these models, or one of these models each. This is a minimum unit size and is battle line. This is going to set you back 180 points and is a very effective battle line in the game. However, I am going to caveat that by saying you are not going to get the full value of these Pink Horrors from this box. To get the full value of them, you're going to need to invest in some Blue and Brimstone Horrors. But I can go into that a little bit more later on. The next unit I'm going to talk about quickly is the Flamers of Tzeentch. You get 3 in this box, and they're sort of like a more elite ranged unit. They're very colourful models, and they're generally quite a nice model to have. They are 140 points, and again this is a minimum unit size. These are not battle line units. Next up, the 3 Screamers of Tzeentch. You can see them in the top right hand corner. They are the manta ray looking guys. They come in a minimum unit size of 3. They have no ranged attack and are melee unit only, but they are fast and can fly. A quick construction tip for these guys: if you've got any sort of hobby savvy or you've had any experience, something I would do is actually magnetise them. It's going to save you storage space later on down the line. Even if it's not the most perfect job, it's maybe something to consider. They've got a lot of spindly parts on them, and the flying bases are quite brittle, and snapping is a problem, and it doesn't look great when they snap and you have to super glue them back together. So that's just a little thing for you to think about. These are also a decent unit. They're very colourful and they paint very well. And yeah, they're a fast unit, so they give you a little bit of speed in the box. The final box I want to talk about, or the final unit in the box, is the Chariot. Now the Chariot can be assembled in 2 ways, and there is a way that I would recommend that you build it. So I'm going to put a couple of models out on the desk, and then I'm going to spin the box around as well so you can get a look at the back. But yeah, the Chariot can be built in 2 ways. It can be built either with the Herald on foot, as is pictured on the box. The Herald is the darker pink model in the centre, and the Chariot is the blue and greeny coloured model in the top right hand corner. In this instance, the Herald is on foot, which means you have a wizard who is a hero who can be your general in this box, and you have a fast attack flamer in the back. You can, however, build this so the flamer is on foot and the Herald is on the disc, or on the platform should I say. You'll still have a hero general, but he'll no longer be on foot. Now, the way I would recommend building this is as follows. Firstly, assemble your Chariot, like so. As you can see, I have assembled the manta ray and the bottom half of the Chariot, essentially where they would stand. Secondly, I would build your Herald. There are a few options on how to build your Herald. You don't have to go with this. You can have different hands and different poses and different heads. And thirdly, build your Flamer. Now this is the Exalted Flamer, and as you can see, he's quite a big model. But this is going to give you the maximum value out of your box, because if you decide you don't want to play with the Chariot, but you still want to include both of these models, in this instance you can. It's very simple. You can paint, and another point is this actually makes them very easy to paint. You can just pop your model on top, and now you would have a separate model to use however you please. And the same goes, you drop your pink Herald down, and you pop your Exalted Flamer on, and okay, it maybe doesn't look the best, I admit that. However, if you're a new player and you're trying to get in, I would think more about where you're going to be in years to come, rather than what you have now. I thought that would just be a nice little visual cue for you guys to have a look at, and something for you to think about when you're putting these things together. Now I'll just flip the box round, and we can have a quick look at the back. As you can see in the top left, you have the pink Herald of Tzeentch. In that picture he's modelled with two different heads. I actually have a different head on him. There are multiple head options. You can take him with a staff or a dagger. In the middle you have your pink horrors. The one shown here is the one with the horn, and then there is just the normal battle line pink horror at the back. On the far right you have the screamers. It's a single model. Underneath that, underneath the screamers, you have a picture of the flamers, and then finally the burning chariot. In the right hand corner underneath the screamers is some paint suggestions by Games Workshop, but again, these are subject to however you want to paint them. If you don't want to paint them that colour, then with Tzeentch, really, the colour wheel is your playground. Tzeentch encourages a bit mad and wonderful colour schemes, so don't feel shoehorned into painting them the image colour on the box. Something I would say when it comes to taking these guys forward is I would probably recommend not investing in a second box. This is an excellent starting point and is a great teaching tool if you've never played an army that is so hero phase dependent before. However, I don't feel like they're going to get the value out of two boxes. The Chariot of Tzeentch, while a nice model, is not particularly competitive, and I'm not saying that from you must play competitive standpoint, but you will pay a lot of points for one of those. I think there are 150 points for the Flamer, and it's 200 points for the Herald. You're going to feel like you've been shortchanged a little bit. Going forward and expanding on this box, I would say to you, get more pink horrors. Expand on the demon keyword for the moment and invest in it. And the best way to do that is to battle line up. So get yourself a box of at least another 10 pink horrors. That is going to give you 20 horrors. Where I would go after that, I would actually start investing in blue horrors and the battle tome. Although the battle tome is out of date, it's still definitely worth the read. It's still got a lot of information in it. And even if they change the battle tome a lot, Tzeentch is going to remain a lore heavy army. And understanding that lore is definitely going to help ground you in your Tzeentch army a lot easier. Now, I said to invest into some blue horrors. I would highly recommend this. The pink horrors have a rule that when they die, they split into blue. Now, I'm not going to get too caught up in the technicalities of that. I don't think this is the place for it. I just really want to tell you how to take this box forward. Blue horrors is where to go. After that, I would look at maybe starting to expand your hero collection. Looking at the Gaunt Summoner is an excellent hero, great fun, excellent spells, not too expensive, both points wise and financially. Other heroes I would look at, if you're looking to sink in some more points and some more cash, and you're looking for a nice big model, Tzeentch has got a beautiful model called the Lord of Change. I would definitely recommend you go and have a look at that if you've never seen it before. It is an absolute fantastic model. It is beautiful and it goes together fantastically and it paints up so nice. Tzeentch is a very complicated army, or it can be a complicated army. It has a steep learning curve. Most of Age of Sigmar takes place in the combat phase and the deployment phase. That is the two most important phases. For Tzeentch it is not. The hero phase is where you're going to shine. But however, that comes with the cost of it. They have many, many rules to learn. This is an excellent starter box. If you have never played Tzeentch before, this is genuinely a fantastic way to learn how to play your army. This army comes with wizards, because the pink horrors, are, even though they are battle line, are a wizard unit. The Herald is a wizard. The Flamers of Tzeentch have got special rules for when they inflict damage. The Screamers can target monsters and behemoths, will trigger their special rules. And the Burning Chariot is still a reasonable unit, and it also has special rules. It's fast, it can fly, and it can do melee and shooting. This is an incredibly diverse box, and something that I would recommend. I am a Tzeentch player, and I have great love for Tzeentch. But, like I say, invest in some pink horrors, invest in some blue horrors. and really learn your army. Start small with Tzeentch and build into it. You can ally into things like Slaves of Darkness, which will give you some variety, and you also have Mortals to think about. Now sadly there is no Mortal Start Collecting box, so it's not something I can bring you a review of. However, in later videos I can show you things like Zangors, I can show you things like Arcanites. It's something that we can talk about. So all I can say is, thank you very much for watching. I hope there's something here that you've managed to take away from all this. And until next time, I'll see you soon. Hello, thanks for sticking it out. I just wanted to put this little bit on at the end. Myself and another YouTuber, Age of Nagash, who I shall pop somewhere in here, did a wee joint effort this evening, and we have done a quick overview of Disciples of Tzeentch, which ties in nicely to this box. It would be much appreciated if you could hop on over to his channel and give it a wee listen. It is a lengthy video, so I would say if you've got some hobbying to get done, some models to be painted, some things to be built, pop it on in the background. You won't miss anything on screen because it is just some pictures and essentially us chatting. But yeah, it would be great, and I can only say thank you to him and thank you to yourselves. Your support over my last video has been excellent, and I'm looking forward to growing with you guys in the future. So all I can say is thanks again, and we'll see you next time.